Everyone, I'm Aaron. I'm back, Dingers, and my identical twin brother Adam. Bombs away. We're talking more home runs. It feels like we're always talking about home runs on our trivia show here. You're in a baseball brewhaha, which means we got a cup of coffee. We're a daily baseball trivia fracas. We're getting after it again. Hey, recently there was actually nearly a baseball brouhaha between the Astros and Mariners. They almost came to fisticuffs, but they didn't. What do we got on deck today?
Today, we're talking about home runs and whether or not if you hit a lot of them in the minor leagues, that means you'll hit a lot of them in the major leagues. So, what percent of players since 2002 led all of minor league baseball in home runs at any level have then had more than 20 home runs in the big leagues? And this question is from listener Joe. Thank you so much. We love listener questions or subscriber questions, I guess. So send your questions in. We'll answer yours too. And so here we've got Mike Hessman, all-time minor league baseball home run king.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I did not know about Mike Hessman.
Yeah, Mike Hessman, the man. We're going to hear about the original home run king in a little bit. But here's our question that we're leading off with. So how many minor league baseball home run leaders have 20 or more MLB homers? Is this less than 25%, 25 to 49, 50 to 74, or more than 75%?
Yeah, and just I think you maybe clarified this, but this is since 2002. So this is not forever and ever in all-time minor league baseball. Since 2002, 20 years basically of data here. I went 25 to 49%. I kind of felt like it might be in the lower tier, but I thought 20 is not a huge bar to clear. So anyway, that's what I went with here. I went B.
I went A on this one. I feel like power hitting minor league players have a harder time sticking because they have a harder time getting on base, hitting for average, and sticking in that way. Like maybe they hit home runs quite a bit, but if you're not getting on base, not as useful. So that's what I did. Well, let's take a peek. The answer is B. Well done, Aaron. Dingers hitting that one out of the park.
Yes.
42% of players have accomplished this. 8 out of 19 unique players. So some players have done this a couple times. So we're going to
talk about it. Yeah, and just to give you a sense of like, we're going to talk about a couple specific players, but a couple guys that show up on this list that you would have heard of. Mike Moustakas, Joey Gallo, Chris Bryant, Pete Alonso, Ryan Howard, all show up had successful minor league careers or major league careers. But also on this list are guys like Craig Brazel, Kevin Witt, Dallas McPherson, and Mitch Jones, who, you probably never heard of those guys. So let's talk about Joe Bauman. And the reason we're talking about Joe Bauman is the award for the most home runs across any minor league level. So they kind of compare it that way. They don't say like just AAA or whatever. It's called the Joe Bauman Home Run Award, formerly known as the Round Tripper Award. That was renamed for Joe in 2004. And the reason for that was that Joe, Adam's going to talk about this actually, but I want to talk about this because I was doing a research, and big shout out to Fangraphs. They had this great data, but it took me like an hour to comb through it. And then I later found on Wikipedia, it had the list of all the guys who had done this, and I didn't know it was out there. And so big thanks to Wikipedia. It just unfortunately came an hour after I started my data research.
And a huge shout out to Google. Type that one into the question bar. That'll give you Mike Hessman and Joe Bauman.
Yeah, I didn't know. Maybe, I don't know, but I didn't know it was called the Joe Bauman Home Run Award. So I didn't know what to look for. I could have looked up, you people out there who have lots of advancement in this technological stuff, like, just hold your criticism.
We should have asked Chat GPT and see
Yeah.
what kind of answer it spit out. But anyway, so Joe Bauman, this award is named after him. He set the professional record across all professional levels with 72 home runs in 1954, playing for the Roswell Rockets of the Class C Longhorn League.
That'd be
And
like that'd be like one of the lowest levels of minor leagues, just so you know. Yeah.
yeah, well, we got like a low A, and then we got
B,
a couple levels below
C.
that.
Yeah, we got levels below.
But yeah, so Joe Bauman, great, 72 home runs. That
Mhm.
record was broken by who?
Do you know?
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds, 2001.
73 in the
Yeah.
major leagues, not
Yeah.
Class C, the major
Yeah.
leagues, which is wild in and of itself
Yeah.
there.
It's
So
insane.
here's the clipping, Joe Bauman with a little Joe Bauman card from the
Mhm.
Roswell Rockets. So
Hit 3 on the last day. I'd forgotten about that. I kind of read
yeah,
about that, but yeah, there you go. So we want to talk a little about a guy like Joe Bauman, he had 72 home runs, and you think, hey, you just take that to the major leagues. It's not that hard, okay? Especially when you have you have guys like Ryan Howard or Pete Alonso who made the transition. But let's just be frank, going from minor league baseball to major league baseball is really hard. Going from high school to college is hard. College to pro is really hard. From triple A to major leagues is really, really hard, and it doesn't look like it. But we want to talk about our buddy AJ Reed. AJ Reed was a second round draft pick of the Houston Astros in 2014. He made this list twice. He led all of minor league baseball in 2015 with 34 home runs between single A and double A. And then in 2017, had 34 home runs also in triple A. So here's a guy who's doing it over multiple years, leading to home runs and not just at like single A, double A, triple A. He's doing it across multiple levels. Adam, you're going to talk a little bit about his major league stat line.
yeah. So he's crushing in minor leagues, and players will tell you the jump from AAA to major leagues is one of, if not the hardest jumps among all levels,
Yes.
going all the way back to like Little League.
Mm-hmm.
So he made his debut in 2016, played in 45 games, hit only 164. He played 2 games in 2017 and 1 game in 2018, and then 14 games for the White Sox in 2019. He was then designated for assignment in August 2019, and that was it. That was the end of his career. A 149 batting average with 4 home runs for the former Kentucky Sportsman of the Year in
Mm-hmm.
2015. Two-way player at Kentucky, was a monster. Of
Yeah.
course, he was drafted high. Too bad it didn't work out for him, though.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to talk more about this, but it's like, I think people think like it's easy to hit. It's really hard.
See ball, hit ball.
Yes, yeah. Let's talk about some guys who had some success because there's some fun ones. So we're talking about Pete Alonso. We're going to spend most of our time here, but Ryan Howard deserves a bit of a shout out here. He accomplished this feat. He won the Bauman Award in 2004. First year was called the Bauman Award. And then he led all of MLB in 2006 with 58 home runs, and in 2008 with 48 home runs. So he did it twice in terms of leading the major leagues twice. But we need to talk about Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso had some really fun stuff. It happened just in 2019. He was a second round draft pick in 2016 by the Mets. Had sort of a standard rise through the minors, but pretty quick. He went single A, double A, triple A. He led minor league baseball in home runs with 36 in 2018. So 2018 he was on this list, and then he broke onto the MLB scene in a huge way in 2019. Adam, why don't you talk about that?
He broke onto the scene 2019 by winning the first base job straight out
Yep.
of spring training. And by June 23rd, he had already broken the Mets rookie home run record of 26, which was originally set by Darryl Strawberry in 1983. He then became the second rookie ever to win the home run derby. On August 18th, he broke the NL rookie home run record with his 40th home run. And then he passed Aaron Judge, his rookie home run record of 52, by hitting his 53rd on September 28th. His 53 not only set the rookie record, but led all of Major League Baseball. He obviously won the Rookie of the Year that year, getting 29 out of 30 first place votes.
I didn't go back and look at the voting, but it was like, who voted? Who did not vote for Pete first place? I don't know. I mean, it's fine. It's cool. I'm sure he was happy, but
I learned a little bit. I didn't realize his nickname, Polar Bear Pete.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of Polar Bear Pete stuff out there. You got the flag in the middle there. There's a comic book. You got a bobblehead with him riding a polar bear. You got shirts. You got stickers. What? You got the whole stuff there.
I knew you went by polar bear, but I didn't realize. I mean, that makes sense. There's a lot of swag there, but yeah.
Apparently that name comes from Todd Frazier, who in spring training one day said, "You look like a big damn polar bear."
Oh, and it's stuck. It's stuck. So that's how nicknames form right there. They form.
All right, you know. It's story time, and we're diving in with exploring a little deeper that it really is hard to jump from minor league to Major League Baseball. I think about recent guys. I mean, someone right now who's just kind of figured it out is Jared Kelenic.
Yeah.
For the Mariners, he was up and down for the past couple of years, and was like just a monster at AAA. And they sometimes describe players like this as like 4A players, and they just can't make that jump. And fortunately, Jared Kelenic, something clicked and he's there. But that leap from AAA into the pros is such a big jump. And just because you are hitting 350 and home runs every other at bat doesn't mean you're going to do it in the major leagues. So the fact that some of these guys make it to the pros and they don't stick, that happens. But also you look at some of the guys who are at the pro level who you think you see them batting like 150, 190, 200. You're like, this guy's terrible. Those guys are still really good. If you were to go like watch them play outside of the context of everyone else who's hitting 250 or 300, you would think they're the best baseball player you've ever seen.
Yeah,
they are.
Absolutely.
They're pros. They're so good. It's just that they're playing other guys who are really good too.
Yeah. I had sort of a fun anecdotal story with this, with a guy who didn't even make major leagues. So a buddy of mine, Jay. He played at the University of Utah and then played in the Angels organization for a couple of years, a handful of years. And he was moving up, and he ended up stalling out at AA. He got married and was like, I can't do this, like be a minor leaguer till age 39. I can't do that thing. But while he was still playing with the Angels, he was home for a long weekend or something, and he and I went out to hit BP together at a local high school field, and he was hitting bombs, and we're just throwing BP, and he was, I mean, absolute moonshots. Like he's a AA player, and he's just like crushing the ball all over the field. And granted, it's batting practice, but still. Then he throws to me, and I was good. I was never a power hitter, but I was a good hitter. I'm hitting like little spraying line drives. I mean, he probably hit 5 or 6 home runs over the fence. I'm like, I think my best hit like 3 hopped the fence, and it's like I think you just don't understand like the ability that these guys have to hit. It's just incredible, and so that's why we talk about like. Why, you think about like how come they couldn't, because not like a lot of these guys on this list, it wasn't just that they hit 36 home runs or 39 home runs. They're hitting 315, 330, and they can't make it translate into the major leagues. It's not that easy to do. So, I mean, how many words could we say that in? If you're a fan, you're watching your team, and you're looking at your guy that's hitting 180, like, give him a break. He's really good, and they're just really good players that are pitching and playing defense.
Yeah, it's like what players in the NFL say, like, "Why couldn't you win?" Well, they're pros on the other side too.
Yeah, right. They're trying to get me out. They're trying to beat me on the other side. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So, well, thanks for joining us today, and a special thanks to Baseball Reference, Wikipedia again. Came in a little bit late, but I really appreciate the help, and Fangraphs for I get to spend an hour hanging out with your site, Fangraphs. Appreciate that a lot. Great data, by the way. Just took a long time. So, thanks everybody. If you got a burning question, drop it in the comments below or find us on Twitter and tweet at us there. Like, subscribe. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. See you then.